All right, we're back. What episodes are these? 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, yeah.
I I don't even remember what happened in episodes 4 and 5 and 6. I'm not sure what I just I just either.
Episode 4 was Ruby running around the damn Ice Queendom
Oh, by herself, right? That was when
by
she
herself. Yeah,
just got there, and then they came back. And then episode 5 was them actually all
yeah,
going in. Okay, I
yeah. Because she
mean,
was blowing dollars in the fucking Ice Queendom the first time, and then the second time they divvied up the money or something like that, and then Yang was like, "Stop spending all your fucking money on bullshit," and Ruby was like, "Oops, my bad." And then episode 6 was the team actually getting to confront Weiss. For the most part. For the most part. That was what the first episode or first half of 6 was, everybody getting their little interactions in with Weiss. And us realizing that they've lost the money. We don't know where the money went.
all right, King. Deep breath before we talk about episodes 4, 5, and 6. All right, you guys good now?
We're good. Everybody's
All
good.
right. Fuck. So, episode 4. I mean, it exists. Like, I don't know, because we're in a really weird lull period where they're doing the I don't want to say it's like, let me use a better analogy. It feels like I'm watching an episode of Code Lyoko where they go into the world and they get shit on, so they go back to go back out. Like
Yeah.
that's probably a super obscure reference for most people, but
Yeah, yeah.
that is what it feels like.
Olyoko or like fucking the later seasons of Sword Art where that nigga doesn't die if he gets blown away in the fucking game. So he can actually just hop in and out at free will. It kind of feels like that. Like they're going in, they're getting shit on, and then they're coming back out, and then they're going back in again. And it's funny because they had like a little side comment where it was just like, who? It was somebody on Team Juniper that was like, "Oh yeah, I mean we beat our demons in record time. You guys should be able to fucking." Maybe it was Yang that said it. Yang was like, "Yeah, those bozos did it. We can do that shit in fucking no time flat." And here we are, fucking 3 episodes later, have to go back in twice, now a third time. But episode 4 was just Ruby essentially just like trying to figure out how the dream works because Weiss's is very specific to like all of her trauma. John's was like a room, not even a room. It was like a fucking cylinder wide. And then Weiss has conjured up everybody's favorite fucking isekai city. And now Ruby has to fucking unpack everything and be like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, they dive into the story or the fairy tale elements more, with Klein being it's basically Snow White, with Klein being, either a door or what is it, the damn robot. Whitley being a damn bat is so crazy.
Yeah, he's a bat and he's fucking giggling about, flying about like the little loser he is. But it is cool to see like the anime kind of like okay, technically we're still in Beacon era, so none of this shit should exist. But we're gonna reach forward and take all that shit anyway, like all the newer stuff like Whitley. All right, we're gonna use him, fucking Jacques, and I think this and like just with the fucking statue saying Big Nicholas, they've mentioned Weiss's grandfather more than I think the main series has outside of like the fucking supplementary
It was crazy.
content.
They said Big Nicholas. I said, wait a minute, what do you mean by that? And then they explained it. Nah, that
So
is
I think
crazy
like
though.
yeah, as far as like I don't know, world building goes, I guess it's pretty good. Like you kind of have an idea of like what they're dealing with, even though it is kind of like small scale because it is just like not Atlas, but tailor made for like Weiss's specific needs. It is cool to see like them use all the shit that isn't used in the actual show. For this show, I think it's
Yeah,
very
like why
cool.
shooting laser beams and shit out.
Yeah, Weiss actually uses her staff, um, wand thing, I guess,
I
and
don't
the
know
dust
what that
cartridges.
was. She put that shit in the ground and then she started shooting laser beams.
She uses her fucking ice thingies, like the fucking, the anime thing where you stab your sword into the ground and like here comes all this fucking ice pillars and shit. Like, and she does shit. It's cool. There's like a little fight scene with Ruby at the end of 4. Uh, there's some money in that.
Oh yeah, we just got done watching episode 6 and it's not looking sharp.
Yeah. So if you were going in expecting like Ruby versus Torchwick's goons level of like Sakuga across the entire show, which you shouldn't, but if you're expecting like sprinkles of it, you get something. And I think I praised earlier in the series where it was like, yeah, even the talking scenes look pretty good. I don't
Case
know
in
about that,
point.
man. I don't know about that anymore.
Nah, bro. Penny and Yang.
Yeah, fucking Penny, when Penny looks over and they have a super close up of her eyeball, and it's the greatest shit you've ever seen. That shit goes crazy. And then they do it for Yang, and that shit goes crazy. And then they fucking pan out to the sea. Damn, that water sure looks like water. 4 and 5, I think we're like, I feel like there's a lot of pad time because they're trying to like stealth their way around. They haven't given me and I feel like this is also just like a general Ruby problem, right? With the way that Ruby is structured and the things that these fucking kids can do, just answering, they don't know how to make anybody suck. Blake being a badass, I can tolerate, right?
I can't. It
Yang,
don't fit her character
Yang,
at all.
Ruby being a badass. I mean, she had to skip a few grades, so I guess I can tolerate that too. Weiss comes from a really rich family, so I guess she shouldn't be trash. Yang, I don't, whatever. But there's no reason for me to like not think like they shouldn't just go in guns blazing this time, like this recent episode, because the robots suck. It's not like a large amount of robots like presents a problem to them, because
Yeah,
it's not like they're getting
Robo
hit.
Klein came in and they blew him
Yeah,
away with 2 shots.
I thought we were gonna get a nice little fight. You know, maybe some Sakuga dollars on like Ruby and Yang versus Robo Klein. We panned it. As soon as I saw him take out that shitty ass gun, I knew it was over.
He took out
Anime guns
that
don't
little
work.
Gatling and they blew his arm off. And then
Anime
Yang
guns
smashed
do
his
not
head
work.
in.
Right. So like what the only threatening character in the show is Weiss, which is crazy. Because usually it's the opposite. But yeah, the only person that actually gets shit done is Weiss. And I was thinking early in the series, like if it's just them versus Weiss, shouldn't they shouldn't they handle her? Apparently not. But and I guess they will handle her on this next go around, but like we still have another 6 episodes to go.
Oh yeah, it is 12. Damn.
So
Another
like
6 weeks.
so what are they gonna stretch out this last like encounter with Weiss for another 6 episodes?
Yeah, basically.
Because I was
Cause
thinking like
nah,
maybe
what?
she'd have like
Cause what they're gonna most likely do is they're probably gonna get Weiss back at like the 8 mark, 8-9 mark or whatever,
all right.
and then what they're gonna have to fight the nightmare outside of whatchamacallit, outside of her body or something. Something's gonna go wrong because there's no way that we're doing this nightmare Weiss shit for 6 weeks
Yeah.
till it ends.
I don't need to, see Ruby conflicted over what Weiss means by precious to her. It's okay.
Misusing her influence.
Oh my god. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm not satisfied because I still think the
I'm not.
concept of the
I'm
show
gonna
is
say it
really
straight up.
cool. Like the everybody says the show concept is cool. I don't want to say it's the execution.
Because there are very simple things that they've shown they cannot do. Like
We've already made a very yeah. Go ahead.
like even in this episode, like even with the anime staff and stuff like that, that was the conversations that were had in the middle of this episode were very Ruby. What I mean by that is it was a lot of talking that means nothing, but somehow it comes to a conclusion.
Yeah, it is a lot of like anime feelings, padding, whatever. Blake is like, no, Blake is like, to son, she's fucking racist, dog. And he's like, I don't know about that. Maybe she's pushing you away because she really cares about you. And it's just like, I'm glad that, I said it earlier. I'm glad the Japanese are addressing the racism. But now let's see, you're addressing it wrong. We're back to square one. Square one. So where it's just like, you guys aren't doing it right. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see it.
You have addressed the racism the wrong way.
Penny and Yang are talking about maintenance and dreams and shit like that. And I actually just maybe I didn't want to understand the conversation. I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about.
You know, I was very lost with the dialogue in this episode because a lot of it is just talking, for lack of a better like explanation.
Ruby is talking. I'm pretty sure Ruby and Juniper's like conversation is the only one that made sense, and that's because like it involved the actual fucking nightmare. Ruby is like, yeah, that thing is fucking strong. And then John was like, "Man, I wish I could help. You know, I'd be battling my demon." And then Ruby was like, "Yeah, maybe you can help." He was like, "Huh?"
Yeah, wait a minute. Next week, if I see John getting packed up, we not finishing this shit.
I don't think.
I
I
don't
feel
care
like
if
they
that guy
can't.
just got his aura unlocked. If he's getting packed up and they're just bouncing through these robots, I don't want to see anymore.
If it's anything like regular Ruby, he'll have a really cool moment. I feel. Guardy made an analogy where he was like, it reminded him of the Goku Black arc in Dragon Ball Super where they had to keep leaving and like there is an adventure there, but the adventure is like
Fake.
cyclical instead of like linear. I guess variety is good, but I don't think it's good in this case because like if it was just like all right, we entered a dream, point A to point B, we have to traverse the Ice Queendom, get to the nightmare and get Weiss back. Whatever. Like if they couldn't leave the dream, I guess it'd be more interesting. But since they can leave the dream, it feels, I guess, cheaper because losing doesn't really have a consequence. It's like I feel like losing doesn't. They come out. You know, Ruby had those cuts on her hands. Whatever. It's anime. That's just not gonna matter. Or it doesn't matter in any other fiction either. So let me not even say that. But she got these fucking dingy little cuts on her hands. But outside of that, them getting packed up and blown away out of the dream doesn't matter. It doesn't like speed up the nightmare process. They don't take much damage at all. If anything, you know, Ruby got cuts on her hands. Fucking Blake and Yang are fine. The professor doesn't really have anything happen to them outside of like their aura being depleted. It just feels very boring. Like we got cool redesigns. I like Yang's new outfit. Blake's is growing on me, I guess, but it's still kind of
Blake's is
stupid.
very Blake.
She's a cat and she's a girl and she's a ninja.
So we gave her a cat suit combined with shinobi costume.
Woo!
Also, she's got one ear exposed because Weiss is apparently conflicted about seeing her as a person and a faunist, but much more a person.
Yeah. Um. But yeah. I was hoping that like this show would have short arcs, or no, I was hoping for like one big ass adventure. But since that's not what we're getting, we're just kind of here now.
Realistically, there is no reason outside of like healing John and showing off how the nightmare works. There's no reason that they didn't just send the seven of them into her brain and have the rest of the show surround around them fighting for their lives. Like, get rid of the coin system, just drop them in there.
Right. Coin system is cool and all, but they only do three things. Fucking
Door, decoy, phone.
yeah, waypoint, phone,
Oh,
and
I'm sorry, map. The one time.
yeah, map, and then the fucking Yoru clone from Valorant. Except it doesn't fucking flash anybody; it just pops. And the Grim keep falling for it too, which is funny.
Bro,
Even
they're
though they're
supposed to
not
be dumb.
actually,
Come on.
they're not even Grim. They're fucking Weiss's summons, so they should know that that shit isn't real. Yeah, it's starting to feel very much like the Ruby that we know and tolerate.
That's a bad thing.
And yeah, it is a very bad thing, but I'm just saying, like, for me, that's what it's starting to feel like. So maybe it's just a cursed franchise.
Either it's a cursed franchise or it's cursed. Like, I don't
I
know.
thought this guy was supposed to be good. This fucking, who's the main guy?
No, he is
Gen,
good. It's just, I don't know what he's doing here. I think it's Amamiya. Hold on, let me see.
Gen
No, it was
Urobuchi?
Urobochi. I'm pretty sure. Let me see.
Urobuchi?
Studio Shaft. Directors are Kenjiro Okada and Toshimasa Suzuki. What have they worked on? Shigatsu, and yeah, he directed Shigatsu, and he's the chief director. Yeah, so this it actually makes no sense why this show is the way it is. Bakemonogatari, Nisekoi. He also worked on Shigatsu. Kizumonogatari, Hanamonogatari, the original Shaman King, Arakawa. Like, what happened here? Yomushi
Like,
pedal. Like, what happened? Lag range.
it's just a Chris franchise. Let's just leave it there. Excited for the next half. Truly, I
The
am.
next third, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that's pretty true. Next third. Yeah, that's all the things I have to say about Ruby Ice Queendom. Weiss's outfit is cool.
The redesigns are very cool. That is the one thing that we have to say is the animation, when it wants to be well done, it is well done. The costumes are cool. The story premise is engaging. I don't want to say production because that's not all of it. It's the execution, as always. The direction, the writing, dialogue is a huge one when you're making TV. It has to make sense and it has to keep people engaged.
Yeah.
And I personally do not feel that it's doing that.
Yeah. Too. I don't. I hate that we always come back to. I don't know. I hate it. Every
That's
fucking
what it is.
series,
That's
bro.
the default. Like,
Every goddamn series. It's. I don't know. One
because
day we'll know.
we don't want to take the piss out, but at the same time we have to take the piss out, so it ends up being I don't know, and that's how we're gonna end this episode. So we want to thank you all for watching. We'll be back in the next 3 weeks. That's about it actually. We'll just be back. So y'all have a good day, night, afternoon. Godspeed.